Now, when I'm making my shakes too, I wanted to tell you that, you always want to have a lot of fiber. Now, this is what I call there's different types of fiber that you can have. And this is your flaxseed meal. Now, flax seeds are really high in essential fatty acids. They are, which is critical for protecting our cells, helping with our neural function in the brain, helping with our serotonin and dopamine levels in the brain, and very, very important to help detoxify the body. So when you are cleansing the liver, you want to eat foods that are so full of life and that have a good fiber in there and that can push and emulsify the fats and break them down. Another thing that I use to emulsify fats, and this doesn't look that great, but it's lecithin. Now, lecithin, this actually comes from soy, and lecithin is an emulsifier. And you put a scoop of that in your shake in the morning, and you will see that it'll start to break down the fats. And as you put these things together and you incorporate, I want to talk about the tips that we can use to actually help us with our liver and gallbladder and our overall health. I'm really a big proponent of conscious eating. That means what you pick, you're conscious about. You know that what you're taking is going to nourish you. And when you're going to eat, you want to eat about 4 to 6 mini meals during the day rather than one large meal because it overloads the liver and gallbladder. When you chew well, 20 to 25 times per bite. What happens if you don't chew well is you don't create enough digestive enzymes, because when you're chewing in the mouth, it moves down to the signals to the gallbladder and liver that you need to create so much digestive enzymes in order to process this food. Because when you can have enough digestive enzymes, that means the small intestine, where all the nourishment is going to happen, is going to get it's going to break down the foods that you need to. So those are some great little tips that we have here. You want to cleanse annually. You want to select good fats, proteins, and carbohydrates, like the essential fatty acids, not the trans fats and saturated fats. Although I talk about the young baby coconuts, that is a saturated fat, but it's a medium chain fat that actually is good for the heart and helps you lose weight. So it's really wonderful. And then I wanted to also talk about all the different foods. We have a whole list of foods that you can incorporate into your diet that I think you're going to love, like apples. Apples create malic acid to go in and start breaking down the gallstones, because your liver is what purifies all this food and breaks it down. And what happens is if you eat wrong, you start to develop gallstones, and these gallstones, you need malic acid to break them down. And then the lemon will go in and help break it down, along with the cilantro and the garlic. Garlic kills off the bacteria that builds up. We get a lot of parasites and viruses, and I've seen on cleanses, when people come in to do cleanses, they get out parasites and tapeworms, liver flukes. Oh my gosh, I had one guy said he got a fish out, believe it or not, but it was actually a tapeworm. That was pretty scary. But the thing is that if we eat right and we do annual cleansing, we are going to really see a difference in our lives and in our health. Because you clean your car, you tune it up, you do the oil changes. But what about us? What about the liver and the gallbladder? What about the other organs? We really need to do this on a regular basis. So if you're not doing at least 4 cleanses a year, and eating, because our foods that we should be eating will actually help to cleanse, strengthen, nourish, nurture, help heal, and rejuvenate on a regular basis as we eat them. So we really need to focus on the foods. Be very conscious on what you're eating, how you're eating, and your bowel habits. Spend a little time in that bathroom, read, learn something, because as you do that, you're going to teach your bowels to go to the bathroom and to expel the proper way. There are a lot of spices that you probably have in your kitchen that you didn't even know are actually really good for you. As a matter of fact, I have some of the spices here. This is like turmeric, which is an amazing spice that's anti-inflammatory, that helps to help heal and rejuvenate the liver and gallbladder, as well as the heart and kidneys, because the kidneys, the heart, and the liver and gallbladder are all interconnected. So when you have a weakness in your liver and gallbladder, you can just bet that your heart and your kidneys are going to be having problems also. If you're urinating a lot, or if you have pain in the back, the middle of your back, they're all interrelated. So when you actually do a liver and gallbladder cleanse, you take off the pressure off the heart, you take pressure off the kidneys, and things start moving much better for you. Now that you have things like milk thistle, we have a list actually of great foods and spices like wormwood and black walnut, because the parasites and viruses and pathogens even the hepatitis, like the viruses, they tend to sit in the liver because they get fed so well. They love it there. So these are some of the spices and herbs and nutrients that are very helpful, that can actually help raise your T cells, according to research. And research has shown that alpha-lipoic acid and selenium, like I get my selenium from Brazil nuts. I take 2 a day and eat them because they are the richest source of selenium. And you keep in mind, the closer you go to the land, the better nourishment you're going to get. And so I get organic Brazil nuts. And then you've got dandelion root, which you can buy at the stores, and milk thistle. You can buy a supplement to do that. Taurine is critical for helping take out the chemicals. If you've done any kind of drugs, or if you do any pharmaceutical drugs, those chemicals get lodged into the liver, especially if your liver is not functioning. We all know, that many good people have died from terrible challenges with the liver. It's so sad to see people like that, but their livers get so backed up and they can't handle it. So there are certain things that we can take that can, on a regular basis, that can actually help us expel these toxins and pull it and prevent getting gallstones that get impacted into the liver. Because even if you had your gallbladder taken out, which many people do, and they're never the same, they always tend to gain weight in through here because they can't process their fats. Even if you had your gallbladder taken out, you still need to clean the liver, because you still have a duct there, and what happens is it all goes up into the liver. And I want you to know that I've done many cleanses before, because I had serious health challenges. That's why I know about this so well, is because of my severe health challenges and my blood disease. And what happened was, I did maybe 5 liver gallbladder cleanses, and I'd get a couple gallstones here. And one day a doctor put me on a special cleanse, and so you have to be very careful, because you have to make sure you start breaking down these toxins in the right way, and you don't get a gallstone stuck in your biliary tract, because it can be very painful. I mean, basically, I ended up going to the hospital because of it, because it was so painful, but it was fine. It dissolved and everything. The bottom line is, by the time I did my 6th cleanse, I got maybe 300 to 400 gallstones out. They came out like those little sand ones you saw there. They were like little green little rocks. Unbelievable. And I'm telling you, everybody wants to go look at them. They want to go pick them up. They want to put them in a jar. And I've had people come in and bring me jars of gallstones, and they never had to have their gallbladder out. So if you eat the right foods and you live the right life and you really try to protect yourself from all the stresses and eat things that are going to help you with your stress. You need lots of B vitamins. Lots of green foods are rich in B vitamins. Keep in mind that when you start implementing these things into your diet, you are going to see a difference in how you handle things, how you digest things, how you feel. And remember, exercise is so very important, because how else, when our lymph system gets clogged up, it doesn't have a pump. How do we get things moving? We need to go on one of those big old balls and jump on it and just sit on it and bounce for a little while. And actually, it's kind of therapeutic, believe it or not. But the thing is if you live the right lifestyle and you incorporate these kind of foods, like ginger is so amazing, and it helps with the stomach, because a lot of people have a lot of health challenges where they cannot digest well. It helps us to digest. We have wonderful things like these goji berries that are rich in antioxidants. So when we're cleansing, it protects us from that free radical damage that can continue to cause damage to the liver. So these are the type of things that you want to incorporate, because when you can do that, and there are actually wonderful cleanses out there, that you could actually get. But the thing is you don't know what to do. You don't know what's right and what's wrong. So we actually have a free little book.